Well, you know what's awesome to watch? Like, if you want to watch something long,
Yeah?
watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, that's a great one to watch if
Yeah.
you've been drinking.
I mean, if it makes, if you just want to watch some long movie that makes sense.
It's kind of like certain news stories. Certain news stories may or may not be about drinking, but they may be best enjoyed if you have
Which
been.
news stories are that?
Those would be the news stories we call drinking news.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. I know y'all were thinking we sounded drunk and we're going to go into this. Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time. This is almost like a second nature thing now. I don't
Yes,
even have
it
to
is.
think
You
about
don't
it,
have
right?
to do it. Yeah.
A Florida man with one upset had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I had to take my gator to the vet.
drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. Well,
That is awesome.
I had to have a little more gimlet before I
The
started.
gimlet. I'm about to destroy the rest of mine.
There's a problem, my friend, in Nigeria where,
All right.
where donkeys, which are heavily used across that country as work animals, are seeing their population drastically diminished.
Well, donkeys can't reproduce, right?
That's mules.
Oh, it's mules. Donkeys
Yes.
can
Yeah,
reproduce.
donkeys
sorry.
can, yes. But I thought the same thing when I first saw the story, and then I went and checked that out to make
that's
sure I
right,
knew.
okay.
All right. But donkeys are notoriously difficult to breed. They can be bred, but it's not easy. And they're now facing an even larger problem in the reproductive area, as apparently a portion of the male donkey's anatomy is being smuggled out of the country in record numbers. Yes, that's correct, my friends.
Sorry, what?
It is pretty difficult for the male donkey to mate if he no longer has a penis. The Associated Press has reported that...
Hold on. What I'm inferring from this
Yes.
is that people are stealing donkey dicks.
Pretty much. The Associated Press has reported that Nigerian officials have seized around 7,000 donkey penises last week that were extracted from donkeys and were about to be exported to Hong Kong.
Extracted?
Removed.
I think extracted is a much gentler term than like if someone was to extract your penis. I think that's like I can see someone extracting
Like a molar?
bodily fluids. That's a different
Sure,
thing. But
right.
extracting a penis, no, that's being torn off, cut off. Mm-hmm. That's it. What the heck?
Sacks of the donkey male genitals were seized at the international airport in Lagos, Nigeria's largest city, according to the Nigeria Customs Service.
Is this a new thing where they like stuff them and put them on the wall?
No, these bags of phalluses were discovered after the smell from the packages aroused suspicion.
I'm sorry, sir. That smells like a bag of dicks.
Sambo Dangaladima, the customs controller at the airport, told the BBC that a pungent smell was coming from the bags, arousing suspicion among the customs officers, who then opened the packages to find, and I just can't say this phrase too often, 7,000 donkey penises.
Oh, Jesus. What does 7,000 donkey penises even look like?
The illicit
Oh, my
trade,
God.
the illicit trade of donkey parts, including the animals' penises and their skin, from Nigeria to China, is actually quite common. The animal parts are used in China to make a traditional medicine called Ijaho, or Ijaho, E-J-I-A-O.
I like to call it ejaco. Go ahead.
That took me a moment. I'm sorry. In June, the Nigerian Customs Service has said that they had intercepted 3 100-kilogram bags filled with donkey genitalia and 3,000
Who takes this medicine?
3,712 pieces of donkey skin at an airport. Back in March, 4 suspects were arrested there while they were trying to smuggle 2,754 donkey penises. Now, what I find most interesting about this is that they didn't say more than 2,500 or around 3,000. They said 2,754, which means that it was someone's job to manually count all 2,754 donkey schlongs.
That, sir, is redonkulous.
By the way, that's not to be confused with Donkey Kong, which is something, much, much different.
Oh, my God.
What is also quite interesting is that there is apparently an organization in that country called the Donkey Dealers Association of Nigeria.
All right. I'm just trying to unpackage some things here.
Uh-huh.
Let's put one thing out of the sack first. So they're making a medicine with this penis?
Apparently so. Penis is.
So somebody's putting donkey dick in their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does someone mention that that's what it's made from? Because if I was to say, hey, man, try it. Hold on a second. Let me get a little cup here. Let me get this cup here.
Okay.
And then I just pour something in there. I'm like, hey, man, try this. It's donkey dick.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like, that would be my response.
Mm-hmm.
Zhang, how do you feel about this?
No.
Yeah, he gets solid
Well,
no
listen.
on the, like,
Listen, what you have to understand is there's an organization in this country called the Donkey Dealers Association of Nigeria. And this week,
the
Donkey Dealers Association of Nigeria.
D-Dan?
Yeah, yeah.
The D-Dan?
This week, the Donkey Dealers Association of Nigeria urged the Nigerian government to prosecute those who engage in the indiscriminate killing of donkeys and the smuggling of their dongs outside the country.
Do they have to kill them to take their penis? I mean, like, let me
guessing-
be honest.
I'm
If you
guessing
took
it's gonna
mine,
be-
I might consider it. But
I'm guessing it's pretty difficult to keep them alive once they're,
yeah, I suspect, yeah.
Here at Drinking News, by the way, we know what you're thinking. You're thinking that this story might not even be true. You're thinking that even if it is, we're bringing it to you only because I get a special junior high school feeling of delight out of getting to repeatedly say donkey penises. Well, you'd be wrong about the first thing and pretty much spot on about the second. I do, in fact, find some special pre-adolescent joy in saying the phrase donkey schlongs or talking about a bag of dicks. And if that makes me immature, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. Either way, I probably have to agree that as Drinking News stories go, this one pretty much sucks donkey.
Can you imagine?
You get the idea.
So you're the guy at the airport, and you come home from a long day at work, and your wife's like, "How was work today?" And you're like, "Donkey dicks."
Yeah.
Like bags of them. Thousands of donkey dicks. What do you do?
Reporting live from Lagos, Nigeria, where I keep having to insist you do it. There's no freaking way I'm counting those things. My name is Cruz, and that is your
Drinking news, donkey dicks on drinking news.
cheers, y'all.